This is the JB and Sandy Show on Austin's 80 station, 103.1.
Steven Presley joins us as he does every Friday. You can find him on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all over the place at Thunderpop TV. Go ahead and grab your phone. You've got it with you all the time anyway. Just grab it and look that up at Thunderpop TV and give him a follow there. He creates some great content. He talks Hollywood, entertainment, all kinds of stuff with us every single week. And it looks like YouTube has averted some really angry football fans for this weekend because there was a chance that we weren't going to be able to see the game if you had YouTube TV.
Ooh.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, they would have stormed the building. Torches. It would have been ugly. Yeah, so there was a threat. A carriage dispute has been going on between, and I just saw this at the beginning of the week. It surfaced in news that there was a carriage dispute between YouTube TV and Fox. Fox, also the network that's carrying the Texas-Ohio State game, one of the biggest games of the century, I guess. But number one versus number two, kickoff weekend. Oh, by the way, we're not going to provide it on our service. We're not going to have it. Sorry, guys. But yeah, at the last minute, they've, it appears now, the latest update is they've negotiated a temporary extension that will allow them to carry the game. So a big sigh of relief at the YouTube TV offices. I was already preparing, and here's a tip. If we ever have this, because this seems to come up a lot.
Mm-hmm. Especially during football season when everybody wants to watch live. Yep.
That's when they get you, is during football, and they say, hey, we're going to pull it the day before the game or hours before the game. So the thing you can do is, and I was able to do this really easily, is get an HD antenna. Have one on standby. They're cheap. You can get them on Amazon, Walmart, and they're easy to hook up. It's like two things you have to plug in, and you get all these channels. So I was able
better quality too.
Yes. Yeah, it's a great deal. And, you even get some throw-ins. Like, you'd be surprised how many channels you can get with your antenna. I was able to get Grit, which is a 24-hour channel that just Westerns.
That's cool.
Your grandfather would have loved that, Trisha.
Oh, yeah, he would have.
We had Trisha's house. No matter when you were at Trisha's grandparents' house, there was always a Western on TV. Always.
Western or wrestling.
Yeah. So, you know what? I wonder, just think about this. Maybe the YouTube people saw the uproar over Cracker Barrel and said, whoa, we don't need that. We don't need that kind of anger for this football weekend. And they're like, let's just extend it a little bit. So
get the heat off them.
Right. So it's a good thing. That game kicks off at 11 o'clock. You can catch it on the radio here. Craig Way's got the call. And it's also kind of fun. I've mentioned this before. You can use the Varsity Sports app and you can sync your local coverage with Craig Way and the team with the TV and watch it. And I enjoy doing it that way because the hometown call of the game is always better than the national call because they get more excited. You know what I mean?
We always did that. And I think it's most notable for doing it is watching baseball games growing up is to listen to the radio and watch the TV.
Yeah.
That was the norm.
Yeah. The radio guys are so much better at it. I think, so that's good. We'll have the game. It will be on tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. Now let's move on. Matthew McConaughey, big time of year, football season. He's probably ready to play.
He's dusting off that jacket.
Ready to play.
That Naugahyde jacket.
Oh my gosh. I need to know, whoever the dry cleaners is, I'm hoping there's a dry cleaners out there that's handling that jacket during the week between games. I need them to come out publicly and say, hey, we've got it covered. We do clean the jacket during the week. We can confirm it's being dry cleaned.
You need assurances that it's clean and fresh smelling.
Yes. For the sake of the people that have to stand next to McConaughey on the sidelines.
JB, you pointed it out too that Matthew just always looks wet.
Yeah, he does. Like meth addicts. He does. He always looks like he like runs through misters coming out of the tunnel.
Yes.
Dude. You know who else only has one jacket, apparently, unless he's got several that are exactly the same as Del Conte.
Yeah.
He's always got that orange blazer on. Like, how many does he have?
They're like those guys who they find something they like and they just get 15 of them or one in every color.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But Matthew's got some stuff going on reunion-wise with a couple of his past projects.
Yeah, and I really admire McConaughey because I know what he's done the last multiple years. He moved back to Austin, and he kind of dialed things back a little bit to be able to spend time with his family. I've heard, around town, he's at the games. He goes to the basketball games. He goes to his kids' sporting events. He hasn't worked as much. He's been doing other things. He does a lot of social media content. He has the books, the speaking engagements, but he's able to stay home more, and that because of passing on roles. But he's actually going to be pretty busy
am I,
now.
But it's not by choice.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
That's okay. He's looking like he's going to be getting busy again, though. He's working on, he's actually new series on Netflix. It's going to reunite him with the True Detective creator, Nick Pizzolatto. And also his co-star from, one of his co-stars from Dazed and Confused, Cole Hauser, is going to be joining him and co-starring with him on this Netflix, which is right now what we know is it's a football drama on Netflix. There was a bidding war for this show. Another interesting side story is that True Detective was from HBO. That was a big hit for McConaughey and Woody Harrelson season 1, and for Pizzolatto. So apparently Pizzolatto has been in a dispute with HBO the last couple of years. They had a falling out because he was critical with how they were handling True Detective in more recent years. So during the bidding war for this new show, HBO just declined to participate in the bidding war. So it was the other Joneses involved, like Apple TV. Finally, Netflix got it. But here's another interesting thing. Cole Hauser. So McConaughey had been talking about doing a Yellowstone spinoff for a while. And that had been in development. Yeah, that had been in development with Sheridan for a while. But then at some point, Sheridan pivoted and went in a different direction with the planned show. And Cole Hauser is now working on it. Cole Hauser also working on this show with McConaughey.
Cole Hauser is Rip Wheeler from Yellowstone.
Yeah. And Rip and Beth have a spinoff that's confirmed.
That's it right there. That's the spinoff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, called The Dutton Ranch.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. It'll be good. It'll be interesting.
I mean, it's not too much to give away the end of Yellowstone because they were going out and picking that piece of dirt, right?
Yeah.
And they were going to start fresh.
Well, Sandy's point was they bought this ranch way out in the middle of nowhere, and he's like, who are they going to fight with? Yeah. Nobody's around him. Who's going to be the conflict?
Right. I mean,
maybe those Harley guys will roll through there again.
Oh, that's such a great scene when he's sitting there with a shotgun.
Squatters. Yeah. Let some squatters try and squat on the Dutton Ranch and let Rip take care of it.
So, as you said, a reunion for Dazed and Confused, and this is just a reunion of making a new show, right?
Yeah, Cole Hauser. Yeah,
okay.
Just a new show with Cole Hauser and McConaughey getting back together.
People forget Cole Hauser had a small role in Dazed and Confused.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look anything like
Rip. You go back, you don't remember it, but then you go back and look at a scene, you go, oh God, it's totally Rip.
Steven Presley, our guest. Find him at Thunderpop TV on social. Finally, for this segment anyway, The Office, the spinoff called The Paper, is getting ready to launch. And this could be interesting. Talk about pressure. I mean, that was such a successful show, both in England and here. To make another, that type of thing's got to be a lot of pressure. What do you know about it?
The good news is the original creator that's involved with this show as well. It is a sequel spinoff, but here's one of the things that I've never seen. I could not find another situation that stood out to me where this is very rare. So Oscar Nunez, the actor who played Oscar Martinez, is going to be the only regular returning character from the original Office who's going to be a regular on this show. But he was a supporting character on the original Office. He's going to be a supporting character on this new show. Usually when they do the spinoff, a supporting character, gets the spinoff and becomes the main character. So it's very unique for a supporting character to move over to the spinoff and continue to be a supporting character. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But the funny bits in the preview is Oscar Martinez. So the documentary company that did the Office coverage is the same documentary company that goes over to do the coverage of this amateurish newspaper. And so Oscar Martinez is like, I just got away from you guys, and now I'm having to do this again. He's not pleased, and we see that in the previews. In fact, there's one really funny preview where he's cussing. And he says, I'm going to do this, and they keep bleeping him, so you can't use anything you're filming with me in it.
That's funny.
That's clever. Coming up with Steven, stick around because Gen X in Hollywood is not happy about something, and they've taken to social media about it. Steven will tell you what that is. Also, Steven's got a theory, as he always does, and this one has to do with something called the TV reboot curse. When they reboot a show, how most of them are cursed. So stick around. More with Steven Presley from @ThunderPop TV coming up on Austin's 80 station, 103.1.
It's as Austin as it gets. This is the JB and Sandy Show on Austin's 80 station, 103.1.
Hollywood made the wrong generation mad because if there's one generation of people that won't take any crap, it's Gen X, and they are mad at Hollywood. We'll get to it in just a second. Steven Presley's our guest. He joins us every Friday to talk Hollywood and showbiz and all kinds of stuff. You can find him at ThunderPop TV on social. But let's talk first about your theory, the TV reboot curse.
Oh, yeah. So I've had this conspiracy for a while, and I think it's continued to be proven to possibly be right. So there's been all these TV reboots over the last several years, and they would come out of the gate really doing really well, be huge hits as a reboot or as a sequel series, much like The Office we just talked about. But then they had disaster. I'll give you examples. A Dallas reboot in 2012 that aired for 2 seasons, 2012 to 2014, a critically well-received Dallas reboot that had Larry Hagman back as J.R. Ewing. Well, Larry Hagman, of course, the tragic death of Larry Hagman due to his cancer, dies during the show. So they had to find a way to write out Larry Hagman from the show. The show was getting pretty good ratings on cable TV, but then the ratings decline after, of course, they lose Larry Hagman, that's their big star, and the show started to decline the ratings, and eventually it gets canceled, and they canceled it on a cliffhanger, which I wasn't happy about. A lot of people weren't happy about that. Will and Grace. It was also rebooted in 2017 to 2020, 3 seasons of the reboot. Show was doing really well on NBC as a reboot, but then there was tensions between cast members. A dispute broke out between 2 of the stars of the show, and they were forced to cancel the show due to the cast fallout.
Wow.
Roseanne.
Who were the cast members that were disputing or fighting? Do you know?
Yeah, the 2 actresses. The one that plays the with the high pitch.
Megan Mullally's character, Karen.
Yeah, high pitched
Grace.
voice. Yeah, and Grace. They had worked on that show previous. How many years? I don't know. Did they do the original show where they didn't have any problems, and then they have a problem on the reboot. The curse continued. The TV reboot curse. I won't even have to get into the Roseanne thing. We know what happened with Roseanne. That's infamous. And then more recently, and Just Like That, which is the reboot of Sex and the City that was just canceled the other day. Their first season, they come out with a lot of hype, but they had the Chris Noth scandal.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Mr. Big was in trouble, right? Mr.
Big got in trouble for some stuff, and he, of course, I don't know if I want to give too much of a spoiler, but they had a way to work around that within the show already, but it was a big scandal.
Yeah.
Another cursed TV reboot. It's a pattern.
That's a good theory.
And also, the reboots aren't ever good. I don't ever think that they're really that great, right?
It's got to be weird.
Yeah.
It's got to be weird if you're like Sarah Jessica Parker, who had a huge hit with Sex and the City, to go from that to getting canceled. You were flying high. You had a great hit show, and you try to keep doing it, and boom, you get canceled. Sorry. That's got to suck. You know what's funny? You mentioned the TV show Dallas. If you want to have a good laugh, go back and watch any episode of Dallas. I don't care which one. And just look at how often they are drinking alcohol in the scene.
More than Mad Men.
It is, yeah. It's incredible. I mean, you watch it, every single scene, old JR's pouring 3 fingers of bourbon and making somebody else one. It's hysterical once you clue in on that. It's kind of like once you see a red, let's say you want to buy a red car, all you see is red cars on the road.
That's all you can see.
Once all you can see, it's crazy. Let's talk about Gen X in Hollywood, Steven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Gen X has been on social media, and the viral Reddit post is a 58-year-old man that worked in the film industry. He went viral for saying, I may never get hired again. I cannot get a job in Hollywood. Now, this is coming from a lot of crew members, people that worked in various jobs behind the scenes that had been going on TikTok and accusing Hollywood of a new version of ageism. They said that, and by the way, millennials are also chiming in. They've piled on, and they've also said, hey, by the way, we're also having trouble too, not just the Gen Xers.
So who's getting all the work?
Well, a lot of it is a lot of people are accusing cutbacks in Hollywood for budget. They're trying to find ways to cut corners as a reason why a lot of these veteran crew members, they're cutting them out because they were higher paid crew members because of their seniority and experience. They would rather go and hire newbies that they can pay cheaper. They don't know better. They're not used to working anyway.
Well, you get what you pay for, guys.
Is AI probably taking some of their jobs away too?
It absolutely is a part of it. And also streaming and the financial issues with streaming, which, by the way, the film industry, the theatrical release industry is not the only industry right now that is in an identity crisis. Streaming is having its own version of the identity crisis because of rising cost versus the profits. And things are, a lot of these streaming apps have been losing money for a long time. Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You ever heard the saying, you pay peanuts, you get monkeys?
No, but I like that.
They're gonna find out the hard way on a lot of things. Things are gonna fall through the cracks compared to that seasoned veteran that you could rely on.
Yeah,
that really knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get what you pay for. It seems to apply in maybe that instance.
Yeah, maybe happening in the airline industry too, because there seems to have been a lot of issues in airlines.
Oh, right, because there has been a lot of issues lately.
Yeah.
With airlines. It's strange. Steven, thanks for spending some time with us. We always enjoy it. Have a good weekend. You definitely are going to be watching the game tomorrow morning, right?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Hook 'em horns. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's it. Do us a solid and copy and paste the link to this episode and send it to a friend or two. Thanks for listening.